What makes things scary is you can't argue with obsession. Hey spooky siblings, welcome to Left on Red. My name is Red and today's story is by CreepyGeeksta. He talks about an awful scary encounter that made him stop narrating stories on YouTube. Now, Polty, we do that. Should we be afraid?
No, we're ghosts. We scare people.
You have a point there, Polty.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Let's get into the story. I started narrating stories on YouTube because after sending every story I wrote to all the big names and a few lesser known names, I got no response. No thanks for sending, no your story sucks, nothing. I won't mention who they are, but most of you should know who I'm talking about. Although one big name did read a story I wrote, which I'm very thankful for. It wasn't my best. This went on for a while. After months of frustration, I finally realized it wasn't going to happen. So I decided to narrate my own stories, create a YouTube channel, pick a name, and post them myself. How hard could it be? So I did. My stories were good. At least I thought so. To my surprise, a few people actually liked them, and after a while asked if I would narrate their stories. Wow, really? Okay. They would send them to me via email, which I gave them, and I would narrate their stories. And that started the ball rolling. I was talking to a coworker one day about narrating stories for fun, and they suggested I check out an app called Reddit and search short scary stories and no sleep. They said they posted a few stories on there and thought it would be perfect for me, so I did. I created an account and started my search. There I found all kinds of amazing stories. I contacted some authors through comments and personal messages, asking permission to read their stories. Most were cool with it, although I did get a few rejections. I just kept on asking. Always ask permission. Things were going great. I was narrating amazing stories. People were liking them. And I even earned enough karma on credit to start my own community. I decided to use it for people to send stories to, and people actually did. All the while I still searched other communities for stories to read. That was until I found that story. I should have known by their username that it wasn't a good idea. I'm not gonna mention the name of it because it still sends chills up my spine just thinking about it. I'm shaking as I write this. It was about 1 a.m. Insomnia set in and I was sitting at my dining room table searching Reddit when I found that story, and it just blew me away. It had it all. Drama, suspense, emotion, everything. I contacted the author through personal message asking permission. Except, for some reason, I signed it using my real name, not my stage name. Big mistake. I realized what I did, but it was too late. I already sent it. Anyway, mere seconds went by and I received a reply. Yes, I have been waiting for this. Thinking they've been waiting for someone to read one of their stories, just like I was, I replied, "Thank you," and planned to go on with my night. Until I received my own personal message from the author. My name is Susan. Wanna talk? I figured, what the heck? I'm not doing anything. What could it hurt? So I sent back, sure. After about a 30-minute conversation, I found out the author was female. We both like Stephen King. We both love horror stories. We both live in the US. Now, Polty, this author lady and I have a lot in common, don't we?
Oh, sure.
I started getting tired. I let her know. We ended the conversation, both saying goodnight. I was lying in bed, almost asleep, when I got a message from her saying, I'm glad to have someone like you to talk to. I miss that. I shrugged it off and went to sleep. A couple days went by. I came home from work and found a note on my door. It said, Hi, sorry I missed you. Love, Susan. What the heck? Love? I only talked to her for like a half hour. How'd she get my address? What the heck did I get myself into? I took the note off the door and quickly went inside, locking the door and calling the police. I told them the story. They said there was nothing they could do until an actual crime was committed. Yeah, that's reassuring. I hung up from them and tried to do my normal routine. Make coffee, get changed, drink coffee, and so on. I couldn't get the note out of my head. The doorbell rang. I froze and slowly walked to the window to see who it was. It was a woman. She's about 5.5 feet tall, tattered, dirty clothes, long, stringy brown hair. It looked like she hadn't bathed in a month. I knew it was Susan. Okay, Polty, her and I have nothing in common. I take that back. I had to end this now before it turned ugly, and ugly it turned. I opened the door and said, Look, Susan, I don't know what you think is going on, but I just wanted to read your story. That's it. I'm sorry if you thought there was something more, but there's not. Please go home. I shut the door and walked back into the house. She screamed like a wild woman. She started pounding on the door and screaming, I love you! I love you! I ran to the phone to call 911. A rock or brick or something came crashing through the front window. I turned and saw that crazy woman climbing into my house, screaming, Read my story! Read my story! The shards of glass from the broken window cutting her as she climbed in. Blood on the window and the floor. 911, what's your emergency? Crazy woman is in, she charged, slamming into me, knocking me over the desk and falling to the floor herself. She was kicking and screaming like a lunatic. I got up, phone still in hand, and smashed it hard against her temple as she was getting up. I don't hit women, but that woman deserved it. Her eyes rolled back in her head, the screaming stopped, and she fell to the floor unconscious. I heard sirens outside. I guess the 911 operator heard it all. The cops came, took my statement. They made me stay outside while the paramedics tended to Susan. If that's even her real name. The cop put her in cuffs and the paramedics took her to the ambulance. On her way out, she looked at me and laughingly said, "I'll be waiting." They put her inside, then left. The cops finished up and did the same. I was left with a broken door and window, blood all over the place, a broken desk, and a broken phone. All over a frickin' story. I'm done. I moved out that night. I left all my stuff behind, slept in the car till payday, then rented a room off a coworker. And I've never narrated another story ever again. So if any of my subscribers are reading this and wonder whatever happened to me, now you know. So what did you learn from CreepyGeeksta's story, Polty?
Wow, humans are scary. Yikes.
And that was Fear Friday. My name is Red, and this is Left on Red. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification button to join the spooky siblings. Until next time.